Time to wake up, America. Spicer is out. Now, if you're looking for a nice attaboy, Sean, or you did a good job, Sean, or tough job you had there, Sean, you're looking in the wrong place. Sean Spicer quit the press secretary job today. That's a really positive thing for the White House Communications Department, and let me explain. White House Communications is all about the message. Effective message delivery is three-pronged. First prong, delivering the message, the strategy of the message, or how they roll out the president's agenda. Second prong, managing that message. Think of driving a car, working the gas pedal and the brakes, knowing when to use both, and certainly steering the message. And the third prong, likely the simplest prong, is the actual delivery of that message. Now, Sean had trouble managing the message from the very first appearance in front of the press. Remember that first press event? The Sunday after inauguration, Sean entered the press room, guns a-blazing, and he immediately put the press on the defensive, and that combative nature persisted through his time as secretary. Sean became too much of the story. He was a regular Saturday Night Live parody. Late-night shows poked fun at him. There were internet memes, all what we think of when we think of Sean Spicer's name, rather than the man effectively delivering Trump's message. So look, folks, Sean Spicer, nice guy. But President Trump ran and won on draining the swamp, and the swamp happens to be filled with longtime D.C. types like Sean Spicer. Anthony Scaramucci, however, is a huge upgrade for the Trump comm shop. He's a loyalist to the America First agenda, a businessman like Trump, and most importantly, he's someone who understands and agrees with President Trump's plan to make America great again, and that's a good thing. So Godspeed, Mooch. But in the end, but no one at this table would disagree with this, Donald J. Trump is his own best spokesman, bar none. Now, Bernie, my issue with Spicer was that we talked about a little in the A. I know you like him, but he was that establishment type, and I never could understand why Trump would put the establishment types in his administration.
I thought he was a very effective spokesperson before the election. I thought he was really good. I mean, he bucked the establishment to join the Trump train. And I thought he was great at it. It's just that in the face of this barrage of vitriol directed towards all things Trump, he wilted under the pressure. But I think he meant well. He's a good guy, and he was on the team. He just, you know, who knew? He just didn't have it, that he was as excitable as he turned out to be. I don't think anybody could have gauged that, or the hatred that would be directed towards him by the entertainment media, the vicious, unfunny late-night clowns and Saturday Night Live, all of them.
Doc, they hated him, as Bernie points out, but they're gonna miss having Sean Spicer around.
Can I just get us to focus on what happened today? Because we're not replacing Sean with Tony. It's very important. The media needs to get this right. We've had the director of communications slot empty since Dubke left. That's Tony's job. Tony was superb today, but he wasn't there to be the press spokesman. That's Sarah's job, and she's fantastic. So this isn't Tony replaces Sean. This is Sarah stepping up to the plate.
A little bit. But Sean filled that void after Dubke left.
As a temporary measure.
As a temporary measure.
Right.
But part of that three-pronged strategy of delivering the message was developing the message and managing the message. That was never done. Spicer delivered a message, but a lot of times from this side of the camera, it looked like they were shooting a bunch of stuff.
Listen to what Tony said today. He nailed it. He said, this is a new age. Somebody tried to, a journalist at the end tried to give him a hard ball about, well, don't teach us how to package something and we won't tell you how to do it, whatever. Right. And he said, that's so 1980s. I mean, everybody has a camera, has a video, has access to the internet and their phone. This is the man that will give us the strategy. Tony gets it.
No, you're misreading me. I'm not undermining Scaramucci's ability to do that. I'm saying it's been 6 months that we haven't had someone to do that.
Well, now we do.
Let me bring Emmett in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I completely agree with that. I want to say delivery. When your prongs, Eric, that is probably, I think, the most important part, and that's what... I mean, I don't know him. You guys know him. Maybe he's a good guy. He didn't come across particularly likable. He didn't come across no buy-in, and I'm not saying, look, When you're representing President Trump, particularly to this White House press corps, it's going to be hostile, right? So I think getting in front of that, finding space of connectivity, you don't have to set it up to be so adversarial off the jump. I think that was a huge mistake. I agree with you, Eric, that very first press conference, talking about the crowd size of the inauguration. From that point on, Sean Spicer had no credibility with this White House press corps, and it went downhill from there. I think he resented that. He was made fun of, and he took it very badly.
Kat, is there a honeymoon period? The press was fairly nice to Scaramucci today.
Mm-hmm.
Will this persist, or are they going to start attacking
There's going to be the SNL sketches. There's going to be the memes. People are going to make fun of him, too. That's just part of having a job like that.
But he can make fun of himself a little bit, too, right?
Exactly. He can make, and that's the difference. It's the exact difference, is that he can make fun of himself, and he seems to kind of enjoy it. I don't know why possibly that Sean Spicer would have decided to, as you said, Ebony, start off that way, by attacking the media, who he has to work with every day. I don't understand why he would do that. He looked miserable all the time, and
they got under his skin, and they knew it, and they knew it.
And I get it. I don't want the job. I'd rather have any other job in the world, any other disgusting, weird anything than be a press secretary.
Scaramucci's going to be able to fight back. They're going to be afraid of Scaramucci because he got 3 fake CNN journalists fired. I mean, he actually fights back, and that's going to put the fear of God into him, something that Spicer didn't do. Nice guy that he was, and I hate to kick a guy when he's down on his way out, to be quite honest with you. I mean, the guy tried his best, and he was humiliated, and now he's gone.
I think he's happy to be gone, though, if his demeanor during those conferences suggests anything.
Not sure about that one.